Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's the 9th of October 1993. Various members of us all back from holidays, and it looks like we've got now a full contingent up here on the gantry for you. First division fixture, apart from Rowley Godfrey, of course, yes, but we did say a full contingent. We'll go on about the hairstyles in a minute. Martin will no doubt pick this up shortly, but today we have the visit of Southend United here for this first division fixture. Only one place separating us. I believe that Town are probably now 8th in the division. I think a midweek game pushed us down to 8th. Southend 6th, but only a point or so between us. Town side, Paul Crichton in goal, who of course has been in splendid form. John McDermott number 2, Paul Agnew number 3, Paul Futcher is 4, Graham Roger 5, Jim Dobbins 6, Gary Childs 7, Dave Gilbert 8, Clive Mendonca number 9 on his back today. Jempson is 10, last game on loan here for us, unless we extend that. Paul Groves is 11, and Joblin, Shaky and Rhys Wilmot are the subs. Southend side, well, plenty of names here that we'll remember from the past, of course. Paul Sampson is in goal, excellent goalkeeper this chap. Gary Poole number 2, Chris Powell number 3, Phil Gridlight number 4, David Howell is 5, Graham Bressington, ex-Lincoln we believe, is at 6, number 7 Joe Hunt, 8 Derek Payne, Jason Lee is 9, Ricky Otto with hair is number 10, and number 11 Brett Angel, whose brief sojourn up to Everton has not proved as fruitful as he might like it to, so he's back here at Southend. Dave Gilbert shaken off. In the subs today for Southend are Andy Edwards, Simon Royce the goalkeeper, and Tom Mooney. So good looking attack here from Southend, and Graham Roger gets it away. Dave Gilbert can't quite take the sting out of it, but it's going to fall there to Jempson. Back to Dave Gilbert, nice little turn. Going to have to get shot, which he does do to Futch. And time for Futcher. Good looking clearance. Jim Dobbin, a lovely header off Gary Childs. Nice move. Jim Dobbin issuing instructions to Paul Groves. Here's Gary Childs, who's been playing so well recently. Jempson to Groves. Slowed down a little bit now. Futcher, there's a ball to the wing. That's what he likes to look for, that ball out there to Dave Gilbert. Jim Dobbin. Graham Roger. Jempson found himself a little bit of space, but then one man too many for him. Brett Angel tries to get it to the wing. John McDermott is there. And back to Paul Crichton. Paul Crichton will bring this out of his area. There's a long one once again. Jempson, and a lovely touch off Gary Childs. Might want the ball back yet. Jempson stayed at the... This is Jempson. Low one. Only as far as Jim Dobbin. Now it goes Childs. Surely the 1-2's here. Back to Jim Dobbin again. He's central pivot there in midfield. Good little ball. Jempson. 1-on-1. Just too much. John McDermott to the far post, and it's going to reach Dave Gilbert. And it comes far post again, and Groves is there. And over the bar from Phil Gridlight, who knew exactly what he was doing. Good move from Town. Awful lot of movement in it as well. First corner, and that's going to be taken by Dave Gilbert on the far side. Excellent play. And Southend fans, handful of them there behind that goal, but they nearly saw the ball go into their net for the first time. Now then, only away to Paul Agnew. Lovely ball back. Dave Gilbert showed an awful lot of it. Corner number 2. Referee today, Mr. Lynch. Jim Dobbin might... well, are we going to go for the short? Yes, looks like it. So Jim Dobbin will make himself available again. In it comes. And nice one, Graham Roger. Well, he got the slightest of touches. Ricky Otto. Ooh, bit of elbow used. But he's got pace, lad. Look at this. Still Otto, still going. Carried it 50 yards. And it wasn't bad, that. And on the radio before today's game, they were talking, John Tonder and Radio Humberside were on about the fact that this was going to be an open game of football, according to Barry Fry, the Southend manager, and might well be that. Always a tough game against Southend. As I've said over the years, they have followed us through the divisions, or we followed each other through the divisions over the last couple of seasons or so. From 4th through to 3rd, from 3rd through to 2nd, which of course has now materialised to the 1st. So taken. Up goes Agnew. Jempson, well away. Roger. There's Gridlight with the header, and again. All a bit messy out there at the moment. We might settle for the throw. No, Dave Gilbert lobs that one forward. Mendonca on the chase, into the corner. Well, I think that was Bressington, was it? No messing about by him. Ball straight out the ground. So, thanks Graham. 4 minutes of the game gone. No scorers yet, but certainly Southend very nearly going one behind there, but that one just underneath the crossbar, which was knocked over the top there by Gridlight. And I think we might have got ourselves a free kick there. A little tap on Dave Gilbert. Jim Dobbin. No doubt, yeah, I think it's going to be slung in right-footed. Now, so look, Graham Rogers in there. Always a danger at these pieces. He's heading towards him. And it's Graham Rogers who got in there. And it's a load of confusion in there. Agnew hammers it wide. Paul Agnew, of course, I think has only scored 3 goals for us all the time he's been here, but, well, he'd be well happy if that one had been on target. So, Samson with the goal kick. Townside, of course, which I believe now, and I'll stand corrected as I always do, but I think it is now 9 league games undefeated and 2 in the Coca-Cola Cup. So I think we're looking to extend this little run of ours. Good ball there. We'll let Jempson get on with this one. But basically, we've lost one competitive game in the last 12. We've not bad going by anybody's standards. A few draws in there, of course, but look at this, nice football. Town get the throw. We're proving ourselves difficult to beat, and of course we have not exactly given away a couple of games, but we've certainly given away leads when we shouldn't have done. So, free kick again for Town. Dave Gilbert wants it. And of course, about 3 seasons ago, Dave Gilbert scored from a very similar position to this against Southend. Well, good Lord, it's a man from Del Monte. Rowley Godfrey's appeared. I thought he was supposed to be in America. That's a poor free kick. He's flown in specially for the game. I can see it. Young Godfrey, I thought you were supposed to be stateside.
11 o'clock this morning I was. 4-hour delays. Oh my, but what a great place. Forget about the killings, what a great place.
Right, well, let's have a look here. We don't hear killings in this, do it's going to be hard enough. This is Otto, is it? Yes. Good little clip back there. This is Hunt. Otto's still outside him, or Hunt into the area. Good play. Well done by Dobbin. Jempson wants a throw, and I think he should get it. Paul Agnew. Back to Dave Gilbert. So a lively little start here by both sides. There's a run through the middle from Dobbin. He timed that well. Just not enough pace on that ball. But we saw it well. I think it was Dave Gilbert just tried to thread that one through and just wanted a yard more on it. Jim Dobbin, of course, who scored that scorcher in midweek at Hartlepool's. Futcher. Away by Graham Roger. And back in. Well played there by young Chris Powell. And he stayed up with the attack. This now is Gridlight. Whoops. Dave Gilbert's challenge a little bit late. Referee allowing play to go on. Now in it comes. Graham Roger had to stretch. And Crichton picks up the pieces. So of course this time last week Town have got themselves a 2-2 draw down at Oxford. A game which, let's face it, we should have won by scoring late as we did. Now here's Jempson. Gary Childs had to wait to get somebody in the middle. There's Mendonca nearly got in there. Dave Gilbert, the chance is still there. Still Dave Gilbert hammers it in. Corner number 3. Well, Rowley, I was going to say you, me, Martin, all back and refreshed from holidays, and hopefully, well, I was going to say refreshing start from Town here as well.
Yeah, but I thought Dave was unlucky there because nobody, you know, he was looking for someone to give it to and nobody made himself available.
That's right. Well, here's a corner. Graham Roger, he was a man looking for it. Futcher. Gary Childs, still there with it. Oh, good touch. Jim Dobbin. Jemson. This is good play by Town. McDermott joins the attack. There's the ball forward. Mendonca. Great play by Town. Jemson hammers it in. Oh! And that wasn't far away from the angle. Goal kick will be the result. Lovely football. Really lovely football by Town. And when we do knock this ball about, the one-touch stuff like that, there's not many teams can live with it really, and Southend are no mugs. In actual fact, they're a very professional side, this lot. Always have been. But I'm afraid there was 4 passes which basically just tore them apart. Let's see how they can cope with it. And there's the ball through the middle. Otto is there again. He's a man who's looked dangerous up until now. He's had to take the ball wide, and Futcher concedes a corner. So 10 minutes of the game gone, no scorers yet.
I thought he had a reasonable chance there, John, for a shot.
Well, he took his time and he was forced wide. Gary Poole's going to be the man with a corner. But always a tough old game, and Paul Futcher having a word with the referee there, or vice versa. And I think Paul Futcher was disputing the fact that it was actually a corner in the first place. Very honest professional, Futcher, as we all know. In it comes. And in come the attackers, and out goes the ball, wide for a goal kick. So, Crichton with it. And there's some haircuts out there today. Lord almighty, young number 3 there, Chris Powell. Looks like he said something to upset his barber. There's Dobbins' ball forward. Jemson still onside. He's going to have to hold it up. There's a ball in. Oh, yes, surely Mendonca. Oh, no, no. Bobbled. I reckon it took a bobble.
Yeah, I think it did indeed. In fact, I couldn't understand how Jemson got the ball to Clive in the first place, because that was very slack marking by the Southend defenders.
Well, that's as good an opportunity. Poor old Clive Mendonca. Well, he's in form, let's face it, and the way he's been going, that would have been in the back of the net. Free kick to Southend. But I think that took a bit of a kick or whatever, just as he was about to connect. Up goes Agnew, beaten in the jump. That's a goal kick. Once again, Jemson doing well, getting the ball edge of the penalty area, taking it down and slotting that one back, but poor old Clive Mendonca scooping it, to say the least. Here's Crichton. Up goes Clive Mendonca. I think he got a touch on that, and if he did, it was very, very well done. Chance for him now. Nice touch off. Where's the overlap? Gary Childs, and again, well played Gary Childs. He's going to have to hold it up a little bit. I think it was Jemson who had strayed offside. Gridlight to Joe Hunt. Man outside him's available. Still Hunt going. One man too many. And Dave Gilbert and Paul Groves both getting into the action. Dobbin, lovely ball back. Yes, and it was Clive Mendonca was the man offside. Clive Mendonca, I'm afraid, and Rowley and I in agreement on that one. The linesman flag, of course, is indicating it's a man on the far side, and if that's the case, then that was Jemson, but it wasn't Jemson who was offside, but I'm pretty sure that Mendonca in the middle was. For all the youngsters who are good enough to have a look at these videos for us, when the old linesman's flag is more or less right up in the air and pointing to the far side, that exactly is what it means. Far side is where the offence was, but that's what he was doing, but it certainly wasn't Jemson. There's Town looking for the offside and getting it. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't Jemson who was offside. I think it was Mendonca in the middle who was the man. Crichton with a free kick for Town. But as we said earlier, it's been a lively start by both sides. Oh, well in by Groves, he's going to have to go again. Jim Dobbin, ball given away, in comes Gary Childs. And again, It's broken well. And now here's Otto. Well played. And even better play by Payne. He's a skipper. Ball snapped away from him by Groves. Powell back to Bressington. Nice ball over the top. Now Powell again. Otto. Couldn't get it to anybody apart from Jim Dobbin. There's a run made from Jempson. Came off the back of the man. And once again Powell. Roger, and a good call in there from the Town defence. Dave Gilbert, oh, only half a touch. Here's Gary Poole. Good little run made there by Hunt, into the middle it comes, and away it goes by Graham Roger, who wasn't going to mess about. Throw comes in, nice turn. Well, that looked nasty for a minute until I think his Futcher just got his foot in the way of it. Another corner for Southend. So 15 minutes gone, still goalless. And I suspect that's going to be Gary Poole on the far side again with it. Hits it well enough to the penalty spot. There's plenty coming in. And it's still in there. Over the heads of everybody. Graham Roger gets in. Poole again. Now Gary Childs on the chest. It's only half away. And about a quarter as much away again by Jim Dobbin. Oh, lovely play by Mendonca. Took that well. And there's a ball for Jempson. Only Dave Gilbert in the middle. Agnew goes to support. Childs is there as well. Jempson. He's a strong player, is Jempson. Look. Here it comes, and Mendonca shade away. Well, good play again, and well, it looks to me as though Jempson's saying it's my last game on loan. I want to impress everybody.
Yeah, but Clive Mendonca was absolutely brilliant in the way he controlled that ball and put Jempson away. And it would have been rather fitting for Clive to put that one away for the first goal of the match. But I'll tell you what, it's a very good open game, John, and a goal must come sooner or later. Hopefully, the right end. Yes, and
I'd agree. It's they were, as I said earlier, they were saying on the radio that Barry Fry reckons it would be an open game of football. And I thought to myself, I'll believe it when I see it. But it looks as though it's going that way. So here's Futch. Right to the edge of the area, trying to get somebody behind it. Here's Groves, that's his distance. Whoa. Well, we saw at Peterborough what he can do. He wasn't too far away with that one. We've got people just outside the area like Dobbin and like Groves and Gary Childs, of course, as last week showed. And Dave Gilbert, all coming through from midfield, who can really hammer that ball in if it breaks for them. Graham Roger out-jumped. Here's Gary Childs. Mendonca's a man available. Well, the ball's kept in play, and I think Town are going to get a throw out of that one. Well, this would normally be left to John McDermott, but I think he might receive it. That's exactly what has happened. Now Jempson in the middle, Mendonca. Ball came away from him a little bit. Still Clive Mendonca. All a bit tight. Gary Childs, and wasn't the best of balls. Yes, and there's a bit of debate out there between the lads, though unfortunately they ran out of options. Time to start again. Macca, Gary Childs is there, but I think Jempson's going to be the man. That's the one. Well, it's still fallen for Town. Jim Dobbin. Gary Childs touches it off. Groves, the far side's free. Has to go backwards. Well played by Futcher, Graham Roger. There's a run made from Groves. And it was Jempson, I think, who was offside. It wasn't the run from Groves. The linesman dead in line. So for young Paul, landlord of the Imp, and all those people who were give us a time of day on a Sunday lunchtime, we hope that we get some goals for you here. So we hope that the Imp has something to shout about in about 23 hours time from what you hear in this. Let's have a look though. We don't have shouting for the wrong reasons, no. Through to Crichton. So 19 minutes of the match gone. There's the ball forward, and yes. And the referee quite rightly waving play on. Mendonca was offside. Not this time, though. This is Jemson. Now, can he make something of this? Oh, I tried to... He never really made his mind up. I say it's Paul Groves should have said Jemson was the man running through the middle. And unfortunately, Paul Groves, I don't think he really made his mind up whether to shoot or whether to lay it into the middle.
I would have questioned if he had done whether he was offside.
Yeah.
I thought he was definitely offside.
And I think that's what might have been at the back of his mind. There's Futch. Futch again. In comes Agnew. Oh dear, oh dear. I don't think Aggie liked that. I thought he jumped at him a little bit. Nice take on the edge of the area. Whoa. Jason Lee. He took that as well as you could on the chest. But didn't connect right, and it went well over the town crossbar. And Aggie having a quiet word, I think, there with Lee. I thought Lee jumped at him. Well, I hope there's not much afters. Crichton's kick. Jemson took a shove there from Bressington. Chance for Town to get the ball into the area again. So it'll be John McDermott with it. That's a good one. Now Jemson. There. Couldn't thread it through. Now the brakes on here for Southend. Joe Hunt. Well, it's a good long ball. It's going to take some catching. Well, I say it's a shame. It's a shame if he was a Southend fan, but very, very quick break. And referee having a word with young Otto down there, Ricky Otto. I don't know whether there's a load of mouth going on. Ah, lovely flick on Jemson. Now Mendonca, surely. Let's look. That'll do. 1-0. Great finish.
Yes, he took it very well at one time there, John. I thought he was hanging on a little bit too much. He did it very well indeed. But what really made it was that wonderful flick on.
Wasn't it a good little flick on? Just got enough on it. It set Mendonca away from his defender. And Clive Mendonca, well, he had the one earlier on which he scooped over. But on the basis that he was one-on-one on the goalkeeper, he kept it low and he did exactly right. Put it right in the corner. Good goal.
Yeah, when you think about Clive, I think he has more one-on-ones than any player in the Grimsby Town side.
He's very sharp. He can, given the opportunity, he can get away from his defender. That's the thing. And he's done it again. So it's 1-0 to Town, 21 minutes of the game gone and a fine goal. Quite simple. Clearance out to defence, met there by Jemson. There's Jemson again, Gary Childs. Whoa. I think, yeah, Mendonca thinking it was probably level. But simplest of moves, as I say, just a flick on and the ball getting through there and Mendonca doing the rest.
21.
Yeah. So, Southend now with the free kick from the offside. Graham Roger following in his man. Now Jemson again. Dave Gilbert. Oh, it's a great ball. Now Jim Dobbin. Mendonca inside, as is Jemson. Still Jim Dobbin. Hammers it. Well, to some extent you can't blame him. It was about right for this shot. And it was top corner stuff if that had got there.
Yeah, it was a ball of the day job, wasn't it? You know, straight across the field, split everything. And I don't think you can really say that Jim did wrong. I think if that ball had gone in, you'd have been all saying, you know, what a magnificent goal it was. But a good, very, very good move and a great ball.
It was a great ball. Well played by Gary Childs. Dobbin again. Jemson pulling his man round. There he goes. Good defending, but he's given it away. Town will get the corner off David Howell. But he stuck well to Jemson that time, did Howell. So 23 minutes gone. Town's fourth corner. Dave Gilbert with it. So Graham Roger will be in there somewhere. Let's have a look. Oh, it's heading towards him. Can't reach it. Now, Agnew. Mendonca's the man who wants it. In it comes though. Roger again. Would have got to Groves. You just give it too much. Brett Angel. Futcher. Easy for him. Childs, wanted to run. Oh! It's a very tight one, and again I think it was Jempson. I don't think it was Groves' run. Well, everybody in the Findus stand telling Bressington where to take the kick from, and that's exactly what's happened. The referee has spotted the calls. There's Bressington's ball straight through the middle. Graham Roger being tugged at it. Oh! Well, that could have been a fortunate bounce of the ball for Southend. It wasn't. Now Poole. Hunt. Southend throw. So 1-0 to Town. Yes, and Martin on camera just mentioning there that Southend, they're playing offside, not in a deliberate fashion as you often see it by everybody rushing out, but they are certainly playing a very straight back line. And they've nearly got caught out by it, and I reckon that before long that's probably going to be the case. There we are, and that's exactly why Jim Dobbin, surely got to be two, surely got to, oh, penalty kick. And that's a sending off in actual fact.
That's a sending off.
It's a sending off, Rowley. And Dobbin did ever so well. He took the ball on, he let the goalkeeper commit himself, and poor old Sampson is a good goalkeeper, is this chap. And I think, to some extent, we've got the penalty. I don't know whether I totally agree with the sending off, but that is the rule.
Unfortunately, it is a rule, and I think he actually went for the ball. This is what, you know, this new rule. I mean, you can see the players all talking to each other down there. If Martin will go in there, he's got to go. If he doesn't, the referee is not doing his job. But nobody wants to see him go.
Well, I think it's a shame when people cheer for that, I'm afraid. I might be a bit in the old school on this, but I think you and I are a little bit sympathetic towards that.
Well, I don't think sympathy comes into it, John. I think it's just stupidity, because the rule is wrong. I mean, I don't know whether, you know, Martin being an ex-referee, he'd probably give us a little bit more on this, but I don't think the man deliberately brought Jim Dobbin down. Dobbin jinked him well, and we got the penalty. And I think a booking would have sufficed enough.
I'd have agreed with that, but the rule is the rule now, and we knew what to expect, I'm afraid, and I'm sure that Southend knew what to expect. I feel a little bit sorry for Sampson. He's a good goalkeeper, is this chap. Martin on camera, you know a bit about this.
Well, I'd like to see the incident again, John, but as Rowley quite rightly said, the rules. The referee has no option but to send him up. The referee thought it was a foul because he gave the penalty. He had no option but to send him off. But I think now that Southend are making a substitution so they can bring their reserve goalkeeper on. So I don't know, they're taking off the centre half by the looks of things.
Well, it looks like, well, it's all happening here, so let's have a look. David Howell, the centre half, is going off. Well, does that mean they can bring on the reserve goalkeeper and put him in goal then? It does, doesn't it? Of course. So that means that Simon Royce has gone in goal, who is the reserve goalkeeper, who is the goalkeeper on the bench. So he's going in goal. I don't know who the other fella is who has come on, I presume.
What they've done, they substituted.
Yes. They've made the substitution. They're down to 10 men. Sorry, I'm getting myself in a tiz was here. Howell has gone off as substitute. The substitute goalkeeper, Royce, is on. Southend are down to 10 men, and I reckon this is Mendonca for 2-0.
Yeah, a little bit much to expect a reserve goalkeeper to come on and stop a penalty. Now that is stupidity. Number 13, the goalkeeper, good job the referee never saw that, but I'm not going to say nothing. Yeah, Southend are down to 10 men. They've decided to substitute their number 5 and bring the goalkeeper on, which is quite right.
Yes, they've got the opportunity to do that now, and in fairness to Southend, they've done the right thing. They've done it exactly right. But isn't it queer? Martin and I were only saying they're going to get caught out by this offside. and that's exactly what happened. Here's Mendonca again from that ball. Oops, and Jemson, did that get a deflection? No, goal kick. But we was only saying that they're going to get caught by this offside. That's exactly what happened. I think it was Clive Mendonca who slotted the ball through to Jim Dobbin. Jim Dobbin did the rest, brought the goalkeeper out, and poor old Sampson's ended up back in the changing room. So 10 men Southend and 2 goal Town, and the score as we have after 28 minutes is now Grimsby Town 2, Southend 2. Clive Mendonca with both of them, one being from the spot just now. Well, I said everybody down the imp, I hope you have something to shout about. You've certainly had plenty of incident here. There's a ball again. Now Mendonca, oh, blocked, nothing given. Jemson gets a tackle in. It might break for us yet. Southend playing a good triangle. But Powell there is, well, he was the last man. He's now made a bit of space for himself. And Payne. And once again, Gary Childs getting in there. Ball coming to Powell. Good ball, edge of the area. Good flick on as well. Aggie. Well, he knew there was somebody behind him and he just clipped that ball away, and that's fair enough in the circumstances. Throw into Southend. Poole. We'll get this back, I'm sure. Left foot, the ball coming in. Roger underneath it. He's got his hands full. Gary Childs, Crichton, well, has to clear. He had more time there. Nigel Jemson saying, let's calm it down. Bressington. Oh, Paul Groves didn't like it. First to acknowledge it. Royce's clearance. Once again, Graham Roger getting in well. That'll be a goal kick for Town. So, half an hour of the game gone, it's all happening. Town are 2-0 up. Mendonca with one fine finish, and a fine finish from the penalty spot as well. But although Southend have tried to play this game openly in this first half an hour, and they have done, they've been on the rack, and when Town have started passing this ball about, we have started slicing them open a little bit. And that's what's happened on 2 occasions, the second of which ended up with that penalty. Crichton's clearance. Jemson, good header on Mendonca. Tried to turn with a ball. Now Royce. Well done by Graham Roger. Now Gary Childs. Great play. John McDermott. There's a run from Jemson. Just a shade too much. Town throw. Town looking good for me. Gary Childs, says Jemson. Back to Gary Childs. Jim Dobbin, there's a square for foot. He's going to bring in Agnew, I'm sure. That's a great ball. It spread things completely, you see. There's Gilbert. Dave Gilbert might try and take one man too many, which I'm afraid he did. He wanted somebody coming towards him, that's what he was saying. Here's Dave Gilbert again. He's won the ball back. And that's down to Clive Mendonca. Well, if Clive Mendonca had won that back, that would have been a miracle. He very nearly did so. Now here's Otto. Good control on the ball. Jim Dobbin. Didn't give enough. Good turn. Whoops. John McDermott just blocking out Derek Payne there. Good little player, this chap. Payne to the edge of the area. Agnew, whoa, bounced away from him. Whoa, I think Brett Angel made the most of that. But it's a dangerous free kick. Look at this, what? 19 yards out. It's right on the edge of the area. I'm afraid poor old Paul Agnew gave away the penalty at Oxford last week, pulling the man back by his shirt. And this is, well, look at it, that's perfect position, is that? 6-man wall. Gary Poole eyeing it up. As is Payne, as is Otto. And I reckon that's about as good as you're going to get. That's not a bad wall. Foot just taken a post. Poole. Oh! And wide, and I think we need some attention. And well, one of my pals has gone into hospital today to have the operation. I'm afraid poor old Macca there. I don't know where it's caught him. Was it in the nether regions, or did it get him in the face?
Oh, definitely the face job. And Macca's not one to you know, play act.
He's a tough little character.
I couldn't understand the referee. I couldn't understand the referee because the referee definitely saw it.
Yeah, yeah. I think he tried to let it play as long as he could, but poor old Macca felt that one. I think we felt it up here. So lull in the proceedings whilst young John gets his head together, almost literally after that shot coming in. Poor old lad, he'll know about that. Aggie thinks it's funny anyway. But everybody having a drink out there, and I was going to say the conditions here just about perfect. The pitch once again, thanks to the ground staff here, perfect. And we've got very little wind, if any at all, just enough giving the pitch. And we've got everything right for a good game of football, and it is a good game of football if you're a Town fan, because we're 2-0 up. So it's Town 2, Southend 0, Southend down to 10 men, and Town looking to extend that lead. Well in by Groves, Gary Childs. Whoops. Didn't quite go where he intended, and Otto picks it up. That's a good ball. Powell on the overlap, and that's a nasty cross. Far post. Ooh, and the finishing's wayward, I'm afraid, from Southend. And well wide. But they've had their opportunities in and around the area.
Yeah, John, one of the big problems we're going to have now is that with playing 10 men, although to give Southend the due, they are attacking, and that number 10 is showing a lot of skill. The crowd will expect Grimsby to put that little bit extra against the 10 men. But don't forget, you're 2-0 up, and if you're 2-0 up against 10 men, I won't say you don't really try, because you do obviously, but
well, you're inclined to believe that the game's won for a start.
That's right. That's what I was trying to say, John.
Oh, well played, Aggie.
And it depends how Southend play the game from now on.
I think if there is such a good thing about a sending off from Town's point of view, I think it's a good thing that the sending off has happened in the first half, because at least in 10 or so minutes time, Alan Buckley and Arthur Mann can get to the players and say to them, right, this is what's happened, you know full well what's happened, and this is how we now go about it when we attack the pontoon end. Now that's got past everybody. Mendonca for 3. Oh no, got it wrong.
Poor finish. I think Clive was amazed that he even got the ball. That was very bad defending indeed, but you've really got to say it wasn't a first-class finish.
And the bench think that as well. Well, I think that was Jason Lee, and in all fairness, I wouldn't like to say he believed exactly that he was going to do that. He connected with it well enough, but rather fortunately. Crichton's clearance. Jempson again, that lovely flick on. Going to have to be cleared with a boot. Here's Royce, who's gone runabout. And you see what has happened there is that Clive Mendonca has gone chasing after the goalkeeper, and we've got ourselves something out of nothing, because we've got ourselves a throw down there. Mendonca's now picking it up, getting a free kick. But it all came about from the bad back pass, which Clive Mendonca chased down on the goalkeeper. We've got a book in there. I suspect it's Poole, should I say.
Yeah, and I suspect it's more for something he said rather than a tackle.
It seemed rather innocuous challenge. It was a foul, even from up here it's a foul, but I wouldn't have thought it was that bad, but still, Poole sent away with a booking, and a chance for Town to get this ball into the area. Graham Roger is there, Paul Groves is there, Jempson of course is there with Mendonca, so the big fellas are in. Dave Gilbert, hit towards them, and wide. So, thanks Graham, 39 minutes of the game gone, still 2-0 to Town. Well, that's a real good. Yeah, if you're going to shove them, that's what I say. And that was a pretty good shove there from Paul Groves. Chris Powell. Touch a handball there, but they're allowed to go on. John McDermott. Paul Crichton. Took his time. Mendonca out jumped. Offside on Angel by about 5 yards. So John McDermott with it. Jempson out jumped this time. Graham Rodgers just did enough. Futcher will knock this off. Good play by Town. Agnew. Dave Gilbert. Paul Agnew, there's the ball forward. Jempson is on the run. Ball back to Royce, who's going to have to clear it. Did well. Otto. Good play. Ball through the middle, Futcher is there. And away. And good little ball. They tried to clip it into the space there for John McDermott. Bressington. Oh, yeah, I think... Oh, well. I hope we've not got a buccaneer on Big Graham, have we? He's going to have a word with him. The hefty challenge. Derek Payne will take the free kick. Mr. Lynch sends away Graham Rodger. So Payne with it. Just about everybody forward here for Southend. Hit to the far post and it comes. Taken well. Jason Lee was the man who got the header in. Crichton. Mendonca, no shove given, offside. Kick will be left to Futcher. Dave Gilbert is in an awful lot of space on the left hand side if the ball is able to get over that way. Jim Dobbin, back to Futch. I think that's what Paul Futch is going to look for. There's the ball. Great pass. Great pass. And Dave Gilbert skips away from one. Here he goes. In it comes. Oh, Jempson over his head and wide for a corner kick. Great play there by Dave Gilbert.
Yeah, I think Dave was saying, look, the sun's in my eyes. He did well, actually, to get his crossing. I think he crossed it a little bit too early, really. But there were certainly 3 Grimsby Town players, and I know Jempson, you know, it just beyond him, but it could have easily gone to Childs.
And here is Gary Childs with a corner, hit it away, edge of the area now, Dave Gilbert, and it comes again. Well, I think he went for the little clip, wide of the mark.
I had to laugh then. Graham Rodgers looked absolutely disgusted because he missed it, and of course it went to Dave, and I thought that was a half-hearted shot, really.
Yeah. No, well, a couple of times that's happened. We don't seem to have made a mind of what we were going to do with it, but I think Town are pretty happy with the performance so far. They've not done much wrong. In comes Paul Groves, directed it to Dave Gilbert. There's the ball to the wing. Paul Agnew supporting. Oh, it's a good run this by Aggie. In it comes into the middle. Jempson is there, leaves it. Gary Childs, surely. Oh, good save. Royce did well.
I thought that was a superb save by the goalkeeper. I don't put that down as a miss, quite honestly, because I think Charles did everything that we would have done, John.
Dead right. Here's Jim Dobbin outside the area, trying to tee somebody up. Dave Gilbert's one of them. Well, Town are making a mess of it. Dave Gilbert getting it back, or does he? Now Jim Dobbin picking it up. Surely left side now. In it comes, offside.
Really, I think the shot should have been in.
Dead right. But it all started, that bit of pressure, with that ball that found Gary Childs free, and in fairness to the goalkeeper, he smothered that. He did well. Gary Childs tried to keep it low. And let's face it, man in form at the moment, young Gary. Deflected goal against Wolves. One off the crossbar last week which set up Jempson. And there's the ball. John McDermott. Otto has covered him. And well played by Otto. He's made a lot of running to keep up with John McDermott. Here's Dobbin. Nobody really in the middle for Town at the moment. Gary Childs, Paul Groves. Brings in Agnew. Dave Gilbert goes wide. Dave Gilbert wants the ball back now off Jempson, which is what he gets. Mendonca, this is great play. Now, Tierna's up. Goal, great effort. Marvellous football.
That was superb football. Only one thing wrong with it, the shot was directed straight at the goalkeeper. But then, it looked an easy save, but what a move.
Great play. Paul Groves was a man hammering it in. And it'd have been nice to have had a 3-0 lead at half-time. It wasn't to be, but that was a great piece of football. Agnew with the throw. Now then, Dave Gilbert. If he looks this side, he's got Gary Childs. And I thought that was offside. But it wasn't given. Here's Otto, can't control it. John McDermott. Dobbin, who wants a call. Now, Bressington. Going to have to kick it. Now, Dave Gilbert. Just run away from him, but he's got in there again. So has Hunt. And Hunt's done well. Now, Gridlight. Well in by Agnew. Ball just bobbled away from Gridlight. Southend throw. Derek Payne. Ball back to the wing. Jim Dobbin. Mendonca. Oops, not quite what they wanted, but there it goes, and not quite what Graham Roger wanted either, I suspect. This is Simon Royce. Now Otto Futcher. Powell. Otto. Payne. Paul Agnew picking up the loose one. Jempson. Oh, bit of a late challenge, I thought, and referee Mr. Lynch spotting it. No real complaint from Jempson, I'm glad to say. Free kick taken. Dave Gilbert. Now then, Mendonca. Jempson knocks it off well. Jim Dobbin through the middle. This is Groves. Good play again by Town. We're knocking this ball about so well. Childs. Jempson can turn, which he does. I think he was trying the shot there for a minute. Agnew. Dave Gilbert. Dave Gilbert running into his man. Oh, held off there. I think a free kick's been given against Dave. Futcher just trying to get in before Lee. Paul Groves. Futcher again. Crichton. Mendonca, well, it's twice he's tried to do that, turn with the ball. Not quite got it perfected, I'm afraid, that one. No, that's a good ball. Gridlight, still Gridlight. Oh, hit it completely wrong. It was a great ball through the middle there, but Gridlight got it all wrong at the end. Yeah,
Without being funny, John, it might have worked Grimsby up if that had been on target. It was a very, very poor finish, but we were sliced open.
It was a great ball. We reckon that we're over 2 minutes into injury time here at the moment, and we will be, of course. We did have the injury to Macca, which took up a bit of time. We did have all of Ewan and Aaron for the penalty. But that's half-time now. We've got ourselves 2-0 in front. It's a good open game of football, and in fairness, Southend are trying to play the part in it. But it's Clive Mendonca's 2 goals that separate the sides. First one after a lovely flick on from Jempson, which he tucked away into the far corner. And the second goal, of course, being the penalty when goalkeeper Sanson took him down. Sampson, of course, off the field as a result of that. So it's Town 2, Southend 0, and Town 11 men, Southend 10, and it's all to play for, kicking into the pontoon stand.